Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be sprucing up this antique corner cabinet. So here is a pretty in-depth before shot to you. This is exactly what it looked like when it was given to me. So I'm going to give you guys a little background on this cabinet. My grandmother passed away almost 7 years ago, and then my grandfather passed away a little over a year ago. And so my cousin is actually moving into their old house and they're cleaning it out. And my dad and all of his sisters were asking, is there anything that you want? And for some reason, this corner cabinet popped into my mind, and I was like, there's a corner cabinet in the dining room that I would love to have. And honestly, I didn't think I would get it because I figured one of my aunts would want it, basically. And then a few weeks later, my dad sent me a picture of it and he was like, this is yours whenever you want to come get it. And I was so floored. I was so excited and floored that I was able to get this piece. For some reason, it was just something that I really remembered being in there. So it's a little rough whenever I got it. It is definitely handmade, I believe. And my dad told me that this cabinet came from my great grandmother's house, and she had it, but we don't exactly know who made it or where it came from. So it is most likely well over 100 years old, and I'm just so excited that I got it. So when I got it, it's made out of wood. Like the shelves and the framing is made out of wood. The corner, the back pieces are just kind of like a particle board type thing, and it has been painted who knows how many times. When I was sanding it here, I found at least 3 different colors on it, but the white paint on top was just really, really thick. So I wanted to give it just a little bit of TLC and clean it up. I still wanted it to be very much original, and I wanted it to look still very old and antique. So I just decided to give it a pretty light sanding just to kind of even it out and get a lot of the excess paint off. You can see I'm wearing a mask and safety glasses while I'm doing this, just because it was a lot of dust and dirt that was coming off of there, and I didn't want to be breathing all that in. So took the proper precautions on that, and we took the middle shelf of the top out because it was split where the nails had gone through it. So we decided to rebuild that shelf, and then we did take the plate rail off of the bottom shelf as well. So that's what I'm doing here, scraping away just excess paint that was kind of globbed up around that plate rail. So I just wanted to kind of refine it. My husband helped me out a ton with this, with like building the new middle shelf and reattaching the doors and making sure they would close. Whenever I got it home, the doors to the cabinet, the bottom part, wouldn't even close. My grandparents' house is pretty old and the floors are uneven, and so who knows, when you get it on different surfaces, the doors don't always close. So I'm giving everything a really good sand down. The hinges that were on it, not all of them were original. Some of them had been replaced because they didn't all match and they had been painted over. And I knew I wanted to put matte black hardware on it to just make it stand out a little bit more and give it a little bit more farmhousey look. So that's what we ended up doing. But it took me just like one weekend to sand and paint. And then throughout the next week, my husband helped me like build the new shelf and get it attached in and everything, because we had to do some of that around, when Grant was sleeping, since we were using power tools for that. So I will stop talking here for a little bit and let you guys see what I'm doing, and I will catch up with you guys in a minute. Okay, once the cabinet was all sanded, I took some of this wood putty and filled in the holes where the old hinges were and just a few other nail holes and imperfections in the wood. The new hinges that I got were not the exact same size as the old ones, so we knew we needed to fill in these holes and paint over all that before we replaced the hinges and put the doors on. Okay, now it's time to paint. So I picked up this Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white shade from Walmart. I think it was roughly $22-ish for that little quart can. I have never painted I've never redone a piece of furniture before in my life, and I had also never used chalk paint. So I was really pleased with how this turned out. It was easy since I was painting white over white. Just basically giving it a fresh coat that's clean, but it turned out really well, and I am now a big fan of chalk paint. This cabinet isn't super large. You see me there painting. I am about 6 feet tall, so it's about as tall as me. It's pretty small. There's not a lot of places, not a lot of room on the shelves, so it's almost like you'll see me decorate it later in the video, but it's almost like styling a tiered tray because you have to use very small pieces, but it fits perfect in the spot that I put it in, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. One thing I did notice when painting with the chalk paint is that you can really see the brush strokes in it. I probably could have used a small roller on some of the pieces of the cabinet, like the trim and the doors, but I just decided to brush everything on, and so I had to make sure that I was using like really long and even brush strokes, but I think it turned out really good in the end. So the reveal is coming up in a minute. I didn't get a lot of footage of us building the new shelf and reattaching the doors and everything. My husband's not super interested in being on camera, so I left him out of that part. But you guys are going to see the final look. So here is the finished product in the corner of our living room. When I found out I was getting this shelf, I was like, well, I know exactly where it's going. And it fits perfectly in this corner. The way that our living room is situated, it just gives this corner some purpose, but it's not a big piece of furniture, so it doesn't crowd the room or make it look heavy, if you know what I mean. And I love the matte black hardware, but you can still see where like the top attaches to the bottom, and you can see that the doors aren't perfectly square on it, and you'll see me open them here in a minute. I mean, it's not perfect, and I didn't want it to be. I wanted it to be very much original and very much antique, but with just a clean coat of paint and some new hardware. And I really, really love having this piece in my home. It reminds me of my grandparents, and I just am so happy to have it. Okay, so the day that we brought this up, I decided to go ahead and get it styled. I really just pulled out pieces that I already had. I am using a couple of red, white, and blue things for 4th of July decor. If you haven't seen my Patriotic Decor video, I will have that in the cards and in the description box, so be sure to watch that if you need some last minute inspiration for Patriotic Decor. But anyways, we're going to add a few pieces. Like I said, it's not a big piece, so I really can only fit 2 or 3 things on each shelf. I do think I need to add something to the top. I would like to add a basket or like a dole bowl or something with some greenery kind of flowing out over the top. I've been getting ideas on Pinterest for corner cabinet decor, so I'm really excited. But here today, I'm just putting out some pieces that I already had in mind, but I do see a Hobby Lobby trip in my near future. Okay guys, this is the final reveal of the styled corner cabinet I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just really wanted to share the process of sprucing up this piece of furniture, and then also how it looked in the living room and how I'm styling it for now. Be sure to stay tuned. After the Patriotic Decor goes down, we're going to do a more neutral decorating, and then of course lots of fall and Halloween and Christmas ideas coming soon. But I want to thank you guys again for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe if you're new here. I would love to have you join me for some new decorating and cleaning and mom life videos. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!